Hi my lovelies, welcome to my channel, and today it will be a little bit different because I will be doing some simple clouds in acrylics. Instead of watercolor, it's going to be acrylics today. So all you need is just your regular craft paint or any type of acrylic paint you can get actually anywhere, and I'm only using 3 colors. I will be using white, a tropical or light blue, and this one's like a navy or Copenhagen blue. It depends where you get them. It doesn't really matter. It's just to do the base of the sky. So I know you probably are familiar with doing skies, but I'll still lay one out quickly on here. And this is just a regular foam matte cardboard, I think they're called. They're great to work with acrylics or actually any type of painting, but you can paint on cardboard if you don't have anything. I've given lessons to students to practice trees or whatnot and clouds on cardboard. So whatever you have and whatever paint you have. So what I'll do, I will just do a very simple a sky. So here we go. Very loosely. Cover this pretty fast because today is about clouds, right? So we're not gonna be too fussy on the sky. And the reason, whoops, sorry about that. And the reason I love to use this, a cardboard, is because it dries very fast compared to canvas. So it's great for teaching because I don't have to wait till it dries. And I like doing my videos real time if I can help it. So hopefully that'll be good for you guys. So it's not super fancy, and the edges are still quite messy, but it's just to give you an idea of having a background. So I'm just going to clean my brush real quickly. I'll get to that after. And for the clouds, I will be doing maybe 4, maybe 6, but with different brushes to show you how this can be done and achieved with actually any brushes. I have a flat here, I have a round, I have an oval, and another round, a bigger one. And then this is just a fluffy watercolor brush, which I like to fluff my clouds with, but it's not necessary. So how about we start with the flat? I'll wet my brush, take off the excess, going directly into the white paint. Now, for my cloud, I like to just do the top part. So hopefully it's clear enough. All I do is uneven little squiggles, as you call it, as I call it, right? And that's it. That's where this will stay. Clean my brush, take off the excess. Has to be a dry enough brush, but not too dry. And then on the bottom, you're just going to blend that out very, very gently. I love to quote Bob Ross. You're going to use 3 hairs and some air. I love Bob Ross. So you can sort of fluff it out. I want the whole bottom part to sort of disappear because you don't want it to be square, right? So I want it to be very, very relaxed, like it's just floating. And you can use the brush very gently and to wisp up, because I sort of like it to disappear in the ends. It doesn't have to be, but it's just the way I like mine, and it's nice to give them a little fluff. So this one is just a little simple one with the flat brush, but you can see a few little lines. So I love to use the watercolor brush. It's just a cheap watercolor brush, and you just gently, like I mean very gently, you're just going to touch it. And this is like a hot summer day type of cloud where they're not very robust, very gentle. So now I will choose my round brush, dip into the water, take off the excess as much as I can. This round brush, excuse it, it's been through a lot, but it's still going to do the trick. I'm going to put some white paint on it. And now I'm going to do similar cloud, but it's going to be one of those little smaller chunky ones. So here we go. Again, it's always the top part that's important, and that's it. And that's all. It's as simple as that. And now we are going to dress them up. You could use the round, but I prefer using the flat or the watercolor brush, but I'll stick to the flat just to gently work on the bottom part, just to have it super, super soft. And I don't know why, but it helps if you whisper while you're doing it. It helps me. Just gently fluff it out. I don't have fancy terms. I just talk as I go. So just gonna fluff it out till it disappears. See, and it's even joining with the other one, even though the other one's not part of the equation right now, but still. And now my trusted watercolor brush, very damp. 3 hairs and some air, like Bob says. And you're just gonna gently, just gently, from all directions, as long as it's away from the position of the cloud. Simple as that. You have a cute little cloud. So there's number 2. Now we will do another one similar to this one, but he'll be a little bit more prominent. So we dig again with a damp brush in the white. And again, I don't want to cover my hands. We're just going to use, you can use the tip or the whole flatness. I like using just the tip of it. And it ends like this. Rinse off the excess. Damp brush. And gently, before it dries, just soften up the bottom of the cloud. This stuff is already drying because it's that matte core board, but it's okay. I'm going to use my soft watercolor brush just to, and you're trying to do always little C's. Either it's an upside down C or a regular letter C, as long as it's always going to the direction of the way that you want the cloud. And what I meant by prominent, I meant this one. See, there's a bit more white to it. So he's like the boss. But nothing prevents you from going over. You could spend half hour, even an hour on a cloud. It's all up to you. I'm just showing my basic way of doing it, but you can always go in and add a bit more white paint. And then again with the watercolor brush, just to fluff it out and make them super soft. Don't you just want to lay on this cloud right now? And that's it, as simple as that. And again, this was done with the flat and then the watercolor brush. And I want to show a technique if you don't have a color brush. You can just do it with your flat or your round. I will do it again with my flat. Get a little bit of white paint. I'll do another little one like that. That's a little bit more prominent like this guy. And so there. And I will keep this brush here and just clean them off very, very gently. I can't stress that enough. You have to, it sounds like I'm doing it like super, I know the sound of it, but I'm being super gentle. It's because it's a matte board. That's why it sounds like that. And this is where you're whispering. This is what I would tell my students. You're whispering with the brush. Whispers. You could leave it like that, but I like to have it like a little bit, I don't know, dreamy. It's very dreamy. And then the bottom, if it's too, like if it stops too abrupt, you can always go back in it and just, as long as you're doing the C's, upside down C's, regular C's, doesn't matter. You're going to make it uneven at the bottom, which is what you want. You can even make this part disappear in wherever direction you choose. So that's another one. Another kind of cloud is the ones that are just like the little floaters. Little floaters, they're just like in the sky, in the background or in the front. More foreground. Sorry. And all you're doing is like waves. Like if it's water, then you rinse your brush. And they're just little wispy clouds that are just dancing along with their big brothers and sisters and whatnot. Not fancy, but it's just, it adds to a sky when they're just the little wee guys dancing around. It just makes the sky less simple than if it's just the big ones. So I like to add the little guys too in there. You don't even have to do like the waves, you just drop them in. And as long as you have your damp brush to do your waves or your C's, upside down C's, regular C's, and there you go. You have the little itty bitty clouds too. So now I'm going to make another cloud down there, and I will use my round. I'll use the bigger one this time. So I'll wet my brush, take off the excess, dip into my white. This is a bigger one. This is a, can't even see the number anymore. I think it's a size 10 round. It doesn't matter. So I'm just going to do another one similar to this. Just a happy little guy down here. Rinse off the excess. And I will do this cloud only with this round to show that it is possible. I prefer the watercolor brush or the flat to soften it, but I'm going to do it with the round. So just to show it's possible, you can do it with any brush you have. Now I talk too much, so it's probably drawing, but no, it's not bad. So the main thing is always to smooth out the bottom so it's uneven, so it sort of disappears, and that it's not anywhere in particular. You just want it floating up in the sky. He has no care in the world. Sometimes I wish I was a cloud. And once the bottom is all smooth it out the way you like it. You could have it this way, you could smooth it out more. You know what, it's your world, it's your cloud, your sky. You can make it any way you want. And then very gently doing upside down C's and regular C's. We are going to fan this out. It's a little bit more difficult with the round brush, but it is possible. So if you only have one round brush in your stack of brushes, well, not a stack if you only have one, what am I saying? But anything's possible. You only need the one. That's why I'm showing you with different brushes. So this one is done only with the round. But it's not bad, if I say so myself, right? Isn't he cute? And he has his brothers and sisters in the back, the little wispy ones. And then these that are more relaxed, a little bit more prominent. So you get the idea on clouds in acrylics. So I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Nicole. I hope you will subscribe and like and even comment of what you would like me to give a short, simple lesson on. Let me know and I will try to do the best I can. Hopefully the next tutorial is either watercolor or perhaps charcoal. We shall see. But for now, thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed it, my lovelies. Bye. Take care.